Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's start off with Sonny for a minute. So Sonny talked to Mrs. Wu, pretty much just about business or whatever. Mrs. Wu does bring up Michael as far as everything that's going on, and Sonny's like, yeah, you know what? Listen, I would deal with my house, you deal with your house, and we're all good. I felt like when she was saying like, yeah, I will sit there and deal with my family. It was like, okay, I don't understand why you had to put so much emphasis on that, but Mrs. Wu, I gotta sit there and say when she talks, you better damn well listen. Um, Now he does get another visit from Dante, and Sonny is a very, and I don't think I have to really sit there and explain this too much, but Sonny is a very complicated character. Um, Dante comes in, and Dante wants to sit there and stop Sonny before he does something stupid or, worse. After talking to Liz about, the videotape and everything like that, because Liz wants to know what's going on with the case. First, she wants to know what's going on with the case as far as the stalker is concerned, and they have nothing. And then she wants to know what's going on with the case with Cam and Jocelyn, and once again, they don't really have anything. But Liz is like, good luck trying to talk to Sonny because, no one sits there and tells Sonny what to do. Um, so when Dante gets over there, he fills him in on everything as far as, Jocelyn and the tape, um, and pretty much what wound up happening to Michael and why he is in, jail. So at this point, Sonny's like, oh, okay, cool. So what's this guy's name? Because I want to sit there and just shut this whole thing down. And Dante's like, yeah, this is exactly the reason. This is exactly the reason why I came over here. So you wouldn't do whatever it is you're thinking about doing. Let me take care of that. Spinelli already took down like the footage or whatever, like the website. So I'm working it. We don't need you to sit there and make things worse. Um, and of course, at this point, Sonny was like, oh, well, Michael said that, I'm not Jocelyn's family anymore. And Dante was like, damn, okay, it's a lot worse than I thought. Now, at this point, they talk about Nina because, he tells Dante, hey, Michael thinks I'm choosing Nina over my family. And Dante's like, well, are you? It sucks being in Dante's position because Dante is trying to remain somewhat neutral, but at the same time be on Sonny's side. Because let's be honest, no one else so far is on Sonny's side. No one, except for, well, that's not true, except for Christina. Um, it's pretty much on Sonny's side. And so, he asked a fair question. Yo, are you choosing, Nina over your family? And Sonny, and this is why I sit there and talk about the complication. So Sonny's like, I want to make sure that they're not bumping heads because Nina does have rights as being a grandmother. Of course, we didn't actually do a paternity test, but we're not going to bother with that whole science thing. Um, he's like, listen, she has rights, and I'm trying to sit there and bridge the gap and try to not make it go to a court case. Um, and pretty much what Dante says is like, listen, you can't have it. Maybe you can't have it both in this case. You can't have your family and have Nina at the same time. You're gonna have to probably make a choice, and that's what sucks. Now, again, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Nina. Trust me, I'm one of them. Um, Listen, the list is just way too long to go into why I don't like Nina. But Sonny wants to make this work. He wants to sit there and see where this is going, where it's going to go. He doesn't say it to Dante, but we all see it. Um, Now, at the end of the day, regardless of who you're with, the kids always come first. The kids come first. That is just point blank, bottom line. I mean, yeah, granted, Michael is an adult, but that's still his child. Hell, well, let's be honest, that's his favorite. Um, So he may actually have to make a choice, and that sucks for Sonny. Yeah, we can all agree that Sonny did not handle this well, well at all throughout this entire time. But it sucks being in that position where he has to sit there and try to tell his son, "Hey, listen, why don't you let Nina see Wiley? That's not going anywhere. You don't want it to go to court." And then constantly being accused by Michael of, "Oh, you're choosing her over us. You're choosing her over us." And it's like, well, in this case, it's not exactly what he's doing. Um, but Michael has a right to his opinion. He has, I mean, as far as his son and everything like that goes, and Willow agrees. So, I mean, sucks to be Sonny, but I'm not giving him too much of a free pass because again, he handled this whole thing very badly. Now I gotta sit there and say I did enjoy the scene between Curtis and Marshall. Marshall finished signing the papers with Portia, with Lucy as far as buying a house, and Marshall was taking out Epiphany to dinner, so they're all there. And at some point, they're constantly glancing at each other, and they switch spots. And Curtis gets to tell Marshall that they signed up for a house and they closed the deal and everything like that. Now, one important thing that I should sit there and mention before I forget, when Curtis is like, you gotta sit there and be all in. You gotta, and you can't hold anything back. You gotta sit there and give 100% of yourself, or something along the lines that he's saying. Now, it is gonna really suck when Curtis, finds out that, Portia has been keeping a secret as far as, Trina's paternity. Now, granted, this is just hearsay, and she didn't actually sit there and say, oh, by the way, Trina's really Curtis's, daughter. But we're all sitting there thinking it, and it seems like it's the most likely case. So when he finds out that he was all in with with Portia, and Portia was keeping, let's sit there and say a huge secret, he is going to be angry. But again, like I said, I did enjoy their bonding. Marshall was sitting there telling stories about his mother and their first date and everything like that. And I'm not gonna sit there and say this is us kind of moment, but it was nearly there. By the way, I do talk about that show quite often because, well, it's great. It's great. You should watch it. If you have Hulu, you should watch it. And I would just sit there and leave it at that. But yeah, so I did enjoy that. And Epiphany was not there after telling Marshall that, she wants to sit there and try to be a doctor. He's very supportive and everything like that. And of course, she tells Portia, and Portia is happy. She's thrilled. She wants to sit there and mentor her and, help her study. So, all around they had a really good talk. But of course, that didn't really last too long. Because after, they go back to their respective tables, um, Curtis gets a call from Drew, basically saying there's some inconsistencies in his past as far as like the stuff that he put down, his background check and stuff. Which is like, here's the thing. We all know that Marshall's keeping secrets and stuff like that, and whatever type of fun time that, they're going to have and bonding experience, it was going to come to a halt, and it definitely did today, because I'm sitting there watching, it's like, man, this is really nice. It's really nice and touching moment. I mean, we know that something is going to change all that, but it's nice for a little bit until it wasn't. Now, let's talk about Britt and Brad for a minute. So Brad is helping Britt fill out, the questionnaire for her dating service. And of course, all the questions and stuff that she wants, it all leads back to Jason. It's one of those things where it's like, man, it sucks. Here's the thing. I know this is not the first time an actor was supposed to be on a show and they left as far as soap opera is concerned, and it has to then kind of change things around, and you can feel that lingering, like, man, I felt like this story was supposed to go a whole lot different. Um, so they're talking about that, and Britt is like, listen. I mean, Brad is like, listen, maybe we won't get danger, but we'll get fashion sense or whatever. So they're having a good time, and of course, um, Brad's like, so how about that job? What's good with that? So Britt is like, yeah, so I got a couple of listings, and of course, he runs through them. He doesn't really like a lot of them, but he finds one that he does like. So he's happy, that he has a job and he gets to sit there and be with his best friend. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna sit there and bag on this man's history because I can sit there and probably do that about pretty much anyone. But anyway, they're having a good time, they're laughing, and everything seems great. And that did not last too long because Mrs. Wu walked on in, didn't even knock on the door, just walked in, and you ever just had somebody just walk into the room and it's just like you just feel that presence, like damn, like she's a principal and she caught two people making out, or a parent, but a lot worse because she could probably wind up killing her. So she walks in, she overhears about the whole job thing, and you know, she's like, "Yo, listen, you won't be needing that because you're gonna be working for me." And of course, Britt's like, "I'm sorry, what?" This is after Mrs. Wu was like, "Yeah, so I figure since you're gonna be spending time with him anyway, and even though I don't really like that, and I'm pretty sure I said that multiple times, how about we get to know each other?" And Britt's like, "Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work, I don't know if that's gonna work. I got a job, I got a life. I just don't really see that happening." And of course, you can just see the look on Mrs. Wu's face. Damn, that woman got a death stare. Bragg tries to calm the situation down, and that's when Mrs. Wu's like, "Yeah, you're gonna be working for me, and that's just how it's gonna be." And yeah, I will contact my assistant, and we'll set up a time because we're gonna get to know each other. So she leaves, and Britt makes a joke like, "Oh, well, if I go to dinner with her, she's not gonna poison me, right?" And Brad's like, "Nah, most likely not. Just, don't let her take you to a second location." The sad thing is that he says that in a joking way, but this woman, well, you just don't know. Now, my question is, as far as Sonny is concerned, because, he's doing business with her, everything seems fine. He lays down his terms of what he's not going to allow. All is great. But here's the thing, though. If Mrs. Wu does something to Britt, how is Sonny going to react? Britt saved Jason's life, really been good to the family as far as that is concerned. So would Sonny sit there and step in? Or would he just be like, hey, listen, I know you had a thing with Jason, but since he's not really here and y'all kind of, worked yourselves out and all this other stuff. And he also did kind of go to that island to get you and he's not here. So I don't know exactly how I feel about actually protecting you. I don't know. I got my own problems with Nina and Michael, so that should be a really good question. Let's talk about, well, let's talk about, damn, I don't know how I should sit there and start this off first. Good. Let's talk about Finn, Chase, Brooklyn, and Maxie. So Finn and Chase are pretty much talking about respectively Liz and Liz and Brooklyn. Now, the thing about Brooklyn is that Chase is like, listen, we're friends and this, that, and third, and yada, yada, yada. He's not really being too specific. But when it comes towards Finn, Finn is like, listen, we ruled out Jake, but at this point, we just, I don't really know. Like, we're still kind of in limbo. And I'm not going to lie, that's why I kind of got a little, I want to say a little bored, maybe a little bored. But also just like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all on or y'all off? Long story short, they're back on. Um, so yeah, they're dating again, and we'll just sit there and see how long that lasts. Um, Now, of course, with Maxie and Brooklyn, Maxie brings up Chase, like, what is your relationship and yada yada yada, and this turns into like high school at this point. Brooklyn's like, well, Chase said he wants to be friends, so that's unless he wants to be something more, then I'm fine with it. This, that, and the third. So she kind of, down. Here's the thing: they both downplay how they feel about each other. And I guess we're just gonna sit there and wait for like another 2 months before they decide they want to do something. So you talk about Chase, you talk about Brooklyn songwriting, and once again it comes back down to Chase. And Lucy comes in there, and I guess she tells both of them that Sasha got married with Brando, and while Maxie is happy and stuff like that, Brooklyn, she agrees with Gladys as far as them being married too soon, especially given the loss of their child, and it's like they're just kind of just rushing on in this. Who knows at this point what is going to go on with them? Some people like them, some people don't. But I'm not going to lie. She's actually here's the thing. She's actually been on this show for a while. Sasha has been on this show for quite a while. Um, I had to sit there and think back, like, how long has she been on the show? I'm like, well, she's been on the show since the second Kiki was on the show. During that whole little awkward thing with Griffin Monroe. Um, but yeah, she's been on the show for a while. So they talk about that for a little bit, and what the hell else they talk about? Oh yeah, they talk about songs and stuff like that, and then Chase comes in, and as far as whatever song they're gonna sit there and play for their event. Since Brooklyn can't sing, and she can probably get somebody to sit there and sing. Who's gonna sit there and sing the male part? And Chase walks in, just big old coincidence. Yep, because that's what we do in soap operas. I feel like that's about it for the most part. I think I kind of covered pretty much nearly everything. Um, yeah, okay, cool. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, just in case anyone's curious about what I was drinking. Anyway, so yes, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.